ladies and gentlemen, so there was a trend that went around not too long ago, but by internet time, might as well have been 5 years ago at this point, where a lot of people, both famous content creators and otherwise, were making a list of 10 games to tell them to tell the audience or whoever came across it about themselves. I thought it was a really cool idea. Jory agreed to in group chat, so did Tim, even though Tim couldn't make it today. And we just figured that, in the time I'm running this pod, we've hinted along the ways with certain games that have shaped us and shaped our tastes and things like that. But I think the perspective of if I had to give someone 10 games to get to know me, or the type of gamer that I am, what would they be? Was an interesting enough topic to kind of close off a slower week in terms of news. So, Jory, I don't know if you want to go first. I could go first. It just I'm cool. I got my list right
Okay.
here.
All right. I got mines as well. All right. So start off. We'll say 10 games to get to know me. We'll say Super Smash Brothers.
Okay, but why?
Why? Okay. Super Smash Brothers. You ever? A lot of these games are going to be games where you didn't know you needed it. They were an expression deep down inside your body, inside your mind, inside your soul that when you encountered this said game, you felt you developed words, a new language to express yourself. And it can only be done through this game. Therefore, you built a connection that you just didn't know you needed. You understood words, you understood phrases that this game gave you. You allowed there was a part of yourself that you thought that you didn't know was missing, and now you found it all of a sudden.
Mm,
And because of that, you're able to cure um you'll be able to you have the ability now to kind of have an experience with other people to experience the same thing too, and you're not the only one experiencing this same phenomenon by yourself. You're experiencing with everybody else, and it's
mm.
actually even more of an adventure because hey, you play Super Smash Brothers? Yeah, who do you play as? I play as Kirby. You play as Kirby? Man, my favorite character is Captain Falcon. Really? And you go on from there. Like you're playing some of Nintendo's best characters, some of no, all of Nintendo's greatest characters,
Yeah,
fighting against each other. Who thought of this? Who thought this was a good idea? Thank you.
yeah.
That's what that game did for me. I mean, you got the world, the gameplay, and then it's something to where I didn't feel like I needed to know a whole bunch of inputs to be good at the game. All I
Hmm.
needed was timing, timing, and timing. And that right there, I was able to be just, I felt this was the game to where I was able to understand what it is to be elite, right? What it is to
To be
feel
better than somebody else at a game.
better than somebody else in the game. Like
Mm.
you are the person they talk, but you can't be Jory. I could beat Jory. And then you go against Jory and you're like, dang, this guy's different. And now you just standing right there in the corner with your championship, wondering who is
Right.
next? Have I reached the top? Is this as far as I'm gonna go as a champion? You know what I'm saying? And that's what you get. And so that's what Super Smash Bros. Did for me. I was able to play characters and express myself through these characters, and everybody doesn't play the same.
No.
Everybody doesn't play the same. So that's super appreciative, and that's why I really enjoyed um Super Smash Brothers, man. That's I
Okay.
would say that was a big part of me. And then Melee, of course, was just on another level to where it just it added to the dosage.
There's really not a. I mean, some people have their, I guess, like their critiques about Brawl, understandable critiques. But like, there's really not a bad Smash Brothers game.
Brawl was just on a bad system.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah. There's really not like none of even the soft reboot, quote unquote, that we got during the Wii U 3DS. I'm like that game was good too. Actually, it was really good.
Very good. Surprisingly too good.
Yeah, I could play as Cloud and Bayonetta. I mean, yes, yes, I will.
And like the new Super Smash Brothers, that one is just like that's that tapped into the 90s era of video games to where they did it because they wanted to,
Hmm.
you know?
So what's number two on the list?
Number two.
And again, it doesn't have to be in any order, right? It's not like we're like ranking them. It's just 10,
Okay.
10 games to get to know me.
Devil May Cry 3.
Okay.
All right. So it's 2006. I'm in this.
That's when the game came out? That was earlier than that.
It came out earlier than that, but
Oh,
that's when I
oh,
got my hands on
got
it.
you, got you, got you,
That's when Special Edition came out.
got you.
I say 2005. Let's say 2005. So it's 2005. Let me see when the game really came out. But it's around that time, or something happened to where my cousin gave me his PlayStation. Right. So now I have his PlayStation, and we're having the conversation about because I have an Xbox. So I'm saying Ninja Gaiden 3. So 2005, right?
Hmm.
Let's see special edition ones because special edition is the game I got my hands on. So special edition came out when? All right, so yeah, around 2005. We're talking. So we're going. We're saying okay, we're going back and forth. I got my Xbox. Ninja Gaiden 1 is the graphics is insane and rightfully so. Like there was nothing looking that crazy at the time.
Mm.
And he's like, man, did you play Devil May Cry? I'm like, man, what Devil May Cry? Because I had a classmate talking about, yeah, man, Dante can't die. Well, I mean, we can't die. He can heal. He can regenerate. So we're going back and forth on what character's stronger. And so, I finally get the PlayStation and I'm talking about, yo, you ever played a game called Devil May Cry? My cousin's looking at me like, yo, you ain't played Devil May Cry? I said, nah. Should I play it? I'm like, man, I don't want to play as this like emo kid, man. I don't feel like playing as this dude.
Mm.
So he let me hold it. I start playing the game. And then I'm like I'm moving around. I'm trying to figure out what this game is like. I realized okay, I can't jump. I could jump, but I can't double jump. Okay, and I'm playing around with the mechanics, and then so I start the first mission. The cutscene happens, and then I see that Dante gets stabbed. Like with the you guys can go ahead and on YouTube and see the first cutscene on YouTube of Dante Devil May Cry 3. So Dante's in his room. Um, Arkham shows up, asks him if he has the amulet. I got a message for you and your brother. Then all of a sudden, Dante gets hit by all the Reapers, and then from there, Dante slaps one of the enemies, and he starts spinning the enemy's head on his finger, like a Harlem Globetrotter. I don't know how you pronounce it, but anyway, like a Harlem Globetrotter.
Yeah,
After that, the cutscene just escalates and escalates, and then I start playing the game, and I'm like, yo,
I remember that was the one with like the pool table and the yeah,
that's when
yeah.
I see him. He starts spinning his firearm, and he starts skimming and blocking the scythes that are coming around all around him. And so from there, he jumps on the pool table. The pool table. I'm like, yo, what the heck is going on? What's after he shoots the cue ball? The cue ball ricochets off of all the other. That's when I have my hands on my head. They start playing the music, and I never looked back ever since. Then this is where it really went up to the level of difficulty that game had. That game was.
That actually makes sense. Why you are so drawn to games with precision timing? Because I'm like, Devil May Cry was a series notorious for like you wanted your rank to be as high as possible, so you don't want to
Ex-
take damage. You don't want to drop a combo. It's just
it's that right, and it's that right, and because it was so unique, because this one character has different fighting styles.
Mhm.
So your Dante is not gonna play like everybody else's Dante. My cousin played as trickster, so he was dodging and just Floyd Mayweather throughout the whole game. Versus me, I want to be able to do combos all day long. So I went to Swordmaster. Other people, Gunslinger, they want to do trick shots and slide on people, table hop off of enemies. They want their guns to do all the crazy. They want to be able to shoot all the enemies in different directions. And it was just from there. And then you had Royal Guard, so someone who wants to play Ken and want to recreate the red Ken and the Ken Daigo situation, the Daigo Ken situation, they could just parry block all day with Royal Guard. So there was
Hmm.
just different styles and ways to play the game. And it was the first game to actually challenge me to say, like, yo, your combos that you're doing are redundant. Why don't you try something different? And I was like, man, you know what? Let me why am I not getting the best level of why am I not getting the best level of attack or the best level of equipment or this extra health bar fragment to increase my life bar. So from there, the boss battles, and of course the one of my favorite boss fights ever, Virgil. The story was there, the gameplay was there, the weapons, where the story took place, everything was an A for me. And from then I never looked back. There was so much of the story was so good. Who people forget that a lot of story is doesn't have to be dialogue. The best storytelling is the one where it is you can have it without any music, without any sound.
Hmm.
And so for a lot of people saying certain characters aren't fleshed out deeply, I said, no, you need to evaluate your story skills and just get accustomed to different forms of storytelling.
Hmm.
Lady is very deep. They do this with how she interacts with Dante and how she interacts with her father. Then they do this how she interacts with Virgil. All those things, if you can follow a story, add on to her being layered. That's why you have people who aren't a big fan of Lady in the anime and say this is a better version. It is not. I would rival and say this lady is superior to this lady because by the time she gets to 5, she's a completely different person who has healed. She smiles now. She's
Hmm.
more upbeat. She's a completely different character. That's the character was this way and now the character is this way. That is character progression.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But that was one of the games to where I also felt like I unlocked another aspect of myself to where I was just like, man, I think I want to make video games and I'm not going to stop, you know?
Yeah.
Then we can go on. Any comments? You just keep
I
going?
mean, so
You
again,
go
going to my growing backlog of like
Yeah.
Devil May Cry 3 is not a part of that list,
Mm.
and I remember, like, it's funny, I just remember in the early days of YouTube of like when people were figuring out how to upload cutscenes. I'm like, man, every cutscene of this game just looks incredible. Like even when Dante and Virgil are facing off, like, and they're moving so fast that the rain stops because they're moving faster than the rain. I'm like, this is a game. Like,
And not only that, but like of course the cutscenes, the mocap, the script, the bosses in Devil May Cry 3 were my. I mean, not all of them. There were probably I would say 3 that were like you could forget about them.
mm,
But when they had when you fought some of these bosses in 3, A1 matchups. S- Just
yeah, I gotta play it. I told you into my gripes. I started at one point, got all the way to the end of Devil May Cry 1, could not beat Mundus for the life of me, and I was just like, I'm just gonna pivot to something else.
Devil May Cry 1 is a harder game to play.
Okay.
It's a just different. If you did not play, like I was not a fan of Resident Evil 1.
Hmm.
Don't care what anybody says, guys. I'm gonna always pick what makes more sense. Modern controls. What you wanna put this malice, this malicious label on anything saying modern is like poison or associated with wokeness. It's not, because what is modern now was modern at the time that game was being created.
Right.
So I would just say a functional game. That's what you mean? A newly designed functional game?
Right.
And you have a problem with that.
Right.
Um Devil May Cry 3, man, just even the ending and the payoff of the ending. Introduce like this rivalry between brothers. It was been done before, but it's never been done like this. And this game alone has changed the way character encounters are with other characters now. From just that's just a staple now.
Yeah,
Oh, is this
absolutely.
Virgil? Is this Oh, this is Virgil now. Like that's a term now.
Yeah, he's a archetype now
He's an
for a character.
archetype
Yeah.
now, and so for me, like the gameplay, the combos, what you could do, Devil May Cry 3 just unlocked and fulfilled an aspect of myself that I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. And then we go on and we can go ahead and I'm just gonna say it, but Halo. I
Okay.
know it's not
The first
it's not
Halo.
on the first
Mhm.
Halo. Now, I wasn't a fan of first person shooters. Hated it. Like I'm in first person right now. What's wrong
Not a
with you
fan of that
guys?
either, actually.
What is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
I'm in first person right now, and you guys want me to play this in first person as well, and I look this cool? No, this is stupid.
Hmm.
I don't want to look at my toes and then look. I don't want to do that. I want to look at the character I'm playing. That's why I like third person. And so I'm playing the game. I'm watching my cousins play the game, and they do like a challenge. They get to a level that I don't know the name of, but I remember it's snowing. And then they doing a rush. I bet you're not gonna get to the Banshee. The Banshee is one of the vehicles that the Alien Covenants use. And I'm like, yo, what is this? What are they talking about? It's 2001, by the way. I'm probably in, let's see, fourth, fourth to third grade, and I'm watching this, and I see them just do a sprint. Pop, pop, pop. Well, you can't sprint at the time, but they're gunning through the alien, and I'm looking at this. I'm like, yo, what system are you playing this on? Oh, it's an Xbox. And to me, the word X is just cool when you're a little kid. Like, oh, X and Z, yeah, those are cool, edgy names. This is the Xbox, and I'm looking at it, and I see this massive unit with green and black, and I'm just like, I didn't know these color combinations were speaking to me the way they are.
Hmm.
And I'm watching them play the game, and I'm watching them go crazy, and then they actually got the Banshee, and then they're like, yeah, man, we did it on legendary. They paused the game. They high fiving each other. I'm watching now, mind you. I'm around my cousin. He's around his uncle, and then his uncle's around his high school friends. So they're all there. It's just nothing but testosterone in the room. Just like dudes, yeah, yeah, go for it. Like cheering for like an achievement unlocked without it officially being an achievement.
Hmm.
So we're there. So I'm there. I'm watching it, and they get the Banshee, and then I'm watching him fly all the way to this other part of the stage, and he gets out. I said, "What? You got out at will? This is not a mission no more. This is wait. You can get out and get in the car whenever you want." I could not believe it because you know how those missions used to be.
Yeah.
Those car missions, that was
Hmm.
it. That's the level.
Hmm.
That's the level. You playing Donkey Kong? That's the level. No, you can't get out this barrel.
Right.
No, you can't get out this car. That's
You're
it.
right.
This is the mission. But this is the game where you get out. So now, years later, I finally get the game for myself. Like, oh yeah, I'll let you hold Halo. I remember that game. But yeah, Jory, you gotta play it on Legendary. I said Legendary. I'm like, oh, you beat the game on Legendary? Yeah. So what you playing the game on, Jory? I'm playing it on easy. All of my homies get quiet. You playing it on easy? Okay, man. You play every game on easy? Yeah. Why not? Why would you want it to be easy? Why would I want it to be hard? And there was just an underlying revealing of like, yo, man, you're getting the results you're getting because you're weak, man. That's why you're not number one, Jory. That's why you're not number one at Smash. But I'm the best at Smash. You only go against the computer. Play this. And they were basically my friends at the time were revealing to me my actual reality, right? I'm thinking I'm Goku. I'm Yamcha. I'm really Yamcha,
Hmm.
but I'm thinking I'm Goku. And they're like, no, you're not. You're not Goku, man.
Hmm.
And so now I'm basically looking at my cousin just being excelling at everything, and I'm like, yo, man, why can't I do it? So I'm turning on the hyperbolic time chamber. If Vegeta can do it, I definitely could do it. putting at 100 times gravity, but I'm only on 20.
Mm.
You feel me? I'm only on 5 times gravity, and now being able to go and being able to play that. Now we get back to me. Now it's my turn to play Halo, and so I'm introduced into this world to where I don't really know what Halo's about. I don't know what Halo's about. I just saw a dude in a suit going around named the Master Chief. I said, man, his name's Master Chief. That's a crazy name. And so I finally played the game, and from start to finish was one of the greatest experiences that I've ever played in my life.
Mm.
I say that because I hated first person shooters before Halo. After Halo, I could play any other first person shooter now.
Mm. Mm.
So from Halo, not only did Halo for me was just think about it. You're I love sci-fi. I'm a futuristic soldier. I don't know what I look. There's a mystery to the character you're playing. There's also a mystery to the world. You know that you from Earth, but Earth is nowhere mentioned. Earth is nowhere mentioned, and it's mentioned in the story, but you don't go to Earth. Everything takes place on a ring planet left by an ancient alien race, and you don't know why they did it. You don't know why they made it. But you and this alien race that attacked one of your colonies is looking for this weapon, and they came to your planet looking for it and didn't find it. So all of a sudden now you're fighting over this giant structure to figure out why was it created for. But you're in your mind you're thinking we have to prevent the covenant from getting power of the ring. So you land on the ring, your ship at the covenant winds up crashing on the planet. You have to escape. Everybody's going on pods. So your entire space marine force is scattered all over this ring, and you have to regroup with them to group forces to plan an attack to take on the covenant. But you have to understand in 2001 what people were experiencing, man. And I won't stay too long on this.
There you go. I'm just trying to make sure my phone on timeout. That's all.
Got you.
Yeah.
You get to a planet. The planet's a ring. So as a kid, I'm looking at the distance. I'm looking at geography go over my head and around in a perfect loop. And I'm looking at the scale, and I realized, I said, yo, I've never seen anything like this in my life before. So as a kid, your mind is going crazy at the level of fantasy and wonder. I said, yo, I'm on a planet, but I could see the top of the planet by looking up.
Hmm.
And on the side, the left and right of me is space. The fear of what's in space and the fear of what's on this planet is getting to you. And that's constantly speaking to you in the back of your mind. Also, you got to deal with these alien forces with weapons you've never seen before. That's the first time the sticky grenade was ever introduced.
Hmm.
All the Now after that, Halo was so groundbreaking that every other shooter came on console after Halo because of Halo.
Hmm.
Halo was leading as far Halo was one of the best first person shooters because it functionally played better. And from there, like you're playing as the Master Chief, you can get into vehicles whenever you want. You seeing alien weapons that you never thought could exist. You have a gun called the Needler. The designs of the weapons at that, and in the forces that you're going up against, everything was the perfect scenario.
The Needler and I think Master Chief's like beam sword are probably one of the two of the most iconic weapons ever in gaming history. Like even for me who never had like played Halo, well, like I played Halo but didn't own Halo. I knew what it
Yeah.
was. I knew what it was.
You knew what it was. You got the sticky grenade. You know what a warthog is.
Hmm.
You know what a ghost is. You know what a wraith is. And I just think Halo had too many things in its basket that made it so unique. It's like Naruto without the. It's like it was like Naruto never abandoning hand signs,
Yeah.
never abandoning the chakra rule. It was Naruto not only focusing on Naruto but other characters in an arc. It was that
Mm-hmm.
first season of Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Halo was, right? Halo was this perfect unknown game, and then it had a plot twist within that pizza, within that perfect formed pizza, within that perfect formed prize box, whatever. They had a plot twist that shaped and changed gaming forever. That I did not think could be done because Halo borrows from a lot of our favorite sci-fi films: Aliens, Predator, the elites.
Mm.
Their jaws open up. I mean, who's the only being that does that, right?
Right. Yeah.
It borrowed from a lot of great sci-fi films and movies, and it turned it into a game, and then from there I never looked back. And today is still my favorite first person shooter of all time. I can play military, but that doesn't speak to me. I'm a sci-fi guy. I like
Mm.
space. I'm gonna draw Thanos before I draw a regular superhero
That's
because he
fair.
just looks
Yeah, that's
interesting to
fair.
me, you know.
Mm.
And so Halo's one of them. So I guess Super Smash Brothers, Halo, Devil May Cry 3.
Mm.
Now the game recently just came out, although it's Devil May Cry 4 in disguise. Ninja Gaiden series, specifically Ninja Gaiden 1, Black, and 2.
Well, I guess
Now,
out of those, if you had to pick like the one, what would it be? Because I had that same problem too with some of mine. Like mine are kind of in a franchise. I'm like, if I had to pick just the one, it would be, you know,
just the one. It's hard, man. It's very hard.
I understand. Like again, some of the ones on my list, I'm like, it kind of depends on
I'm gonna
who you
say
are and how you feel. But
I'm gonna pick it because yes, it was just I'll say Ninja Gaiden,
the original,
the original.
okay.
No, Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, yeah. I mean, because Black and Ninja Gaiden, they're both. But all right, Ninja Gaiden 1. All right, so now I get an Xbox. Don't have any games. Don't know what to play for the Xbox. I don't know what's out. So finally get to my cousin's house, and no, we were at school. There's a game magazine that comes in the mail. I get it. I look. I see free demo Ninja Gaiden. I heard my classmate talking about this. He had the same game too. He didn't want to let me hold it. Now I got the demo. I look at it. I put it in my Xbox. I load it up. All you see is the rushing waves and the thunder. Doom, 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 doom. Then it goes boom, Team Ninja. So okay, man, this is fire.
Mm.
Then you start playing the evil Dark Dragon Blade, and you're like, oh snap! I don't know. I don't know what's happening, but whatever. So I start playing the game. Number one, the first thing that blew me out of the water was the graphics at the time. I could not believe what I was seeing. Again, I could not believe what I was looking at. Do you remember when we used to see the Final Fantasy 7 cutscenes by accident? And we were like, we were looking like Kaiba.
Yeah.
That's how I was looking at it. That's how I was looking like I was like, there's no way this is a real game. I'm playing the game. I got a katana and I'm a ninja. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. For my for my my fourth grade brain, that's all I needed.
Mm.
I was looking like Morpheus before he was being interrogated.
Hmm.
Like, listen, you're playing as you're playing as a ninja named Ryu Hayabusa. I'm going through the stage. I played that demo hours straight because it finally ends when you reach the boss. So we're waiting for the game to come out. I don't know when the game's coming out. The game finally comes out. I play it. I unlock weapons. I'm playing this combat, and it was different from Devil May Cry, but I liked it. It had its own identity. You can't play Ninja Gaiden like you could Devil May Cry, and it was extremely difficult at the same time. It was a different form of precision because Ryu has a lot of weight to him. He doesn't feel floaty. He has a lot of weight to him. So I'm playing, I'm running on walls. I'm cutting, I'm doing the Ayanuza drop, the Azuna drop. And I'm me playing this game, it made me like the game. I fell in love with the gameplay. I fell in love with the character Ryu Hayabusa, even though he didn't talk. It was just like this is exactly who I am. This is what game I would make
Mm-hmm.
if I was a part of Team Ninja. And I'm playing the game, going throughout the stages, the level of difficulty that I was playing, the story is super simple. Dark Dragon Blade's trying to be resurrected. You're protecting it with your village. They attack your village, they steal it. You get injured. Now you seek revenge on Doku, and you have to claim and prevent the Dark Dragon Blade from being taken into the wrong hands. Simple story. Grand adventure. Never looked back since.
Okay.
That's the game to where I was like, okay, this is definitely me.
Hmm.
Ryu Hayabusa is my favorite non-ninja because that man don't care about stuff,
Mm.
but I'll take it.
Him
Then
and
you
Joe
have
Musashi would be best friends.
best friends, man. Then you have let me see. All right, Soul Calibur 2.
Okay. I mean, it's
Soul Calibur
yeah.
2. I wasn't into 3D fighting games like that. Soul Calibur 2 is a personal. It's personal with Soul Calibur 2 because that's the game where I was able to. It wasn't because I never considered Super Smash Brothers a fighting game, even though you can fight in it. I
Like,
just never
what would
did.
you
Like
call
it. Well, I
it?
mean, right? If I can play basketball in a Mario Party game, it's not Mario Party basketball. It's a Mario Party. It's just a segment of.
I'm like, I don't know if that's a good comparison because the fundamental gameplay of Smash Brothers is to fight each other.
Yeah, the fundamental you're fighting each other, but it's not like you're using um for me at the time it just didn't follow the beats of a traditional fighting game. There was a stage, but there's no life bar. You don't have a life bar. You have to get knocked out of a ring. Who does that in real life, right? And or who does that against an opponent?
Mm.
That's why I looked at there's no life bar. For me, this is what made a fighting game. Life bar, inputs, um, projectiles. If it's a 3D fighting game, XYZ axis, life bar, combos, projectiles if they have it. Bloody Roar. Same, you know what I'm saying? So there was too many of these type of games for me to say Super Smash Brothers is one of them. I could say yes, it is, but is it like a traditional at the time? You could call it a fighting game now and whatever, but I just don't take it as I
To
just
me, I'm
it's
just
just
like
very hard.
I couldn't think of a because all these games have genres. I'm like that would be the genre it would fall under is a fighter.
Yeah, I
You know
would.
what I'm saying? Like
I would subgenre party fighter
well, yeah, no, for sure. Like you
yeah,
can get into the nuances of what it
because it's
falls under,
definitely
but
not like balanced. You know what I'm saying? So
no,
for me, it's
no,
like, yeah, that's
no,
why I
not
was.
even
That's why I
close.
was. That's why I take. That's why I would look at it that way. But Soul Calibur 2. This is what made me want to get the game because that whole campaign for the commercials and then Link was in there. Now, I didn't have a GameCube, but the fact that I knew that Link was in there, it was just like it gave everybody a reason to boast during the console war era. Oh, we got Link. Oh, that's cool. We got Spawn. Spawn from the movie? Yeah. Like, right, I was waiting for a Spawn game to drop. It never did, but whatever. Only
Mm,
on Xbox
mm,
Spawn game, it didn't
mm,
happen. But the fact that you would go to the PlayStation and Heihachi was connected to the PlayStation was to me was like A1. Like everybody had a reason to go to their console. And so it was like that Burger King kids meal. Like, oh, I got this in the bag. Oh, you got that in the bag? And
yeah,
it just made everything connect for me even more. So I finally played the game. The graphics, number one. Namco
they
Bandai
look
was running
amazing.
with the graphics.
Hmm.
You play the game, you get to understand the lore. I was after that. I was just absorbed in the world of Soul Calibur, Soul Edge, Soul Calibur, Blades, and the overall presentation was very different. You had a guy narrating the story. Will their swords and souls meet? Will this be the best? I'm like, man, I like this. I didn't know I needed that.
Hmm.
It was that form of experimentation that kind of gave Soulcalibur a person an identity for where I felt like I was alive, and more parts of me was being able to be expressed. Not to mention the characters, the combat. I love weapons. So I love swords at that time and weapons. I was a weapons based guy anyway, and so this is another avenue. I didn't care about the hand fist combat,
Hmm.
not too much. Give me a sword in my hand. I All the characters I picked in Super Smash Brothers had swords. Marth, Link,
Yeah.
uh, occasionally I pick Captain Falcon because he just looked fire to me.
He
You know,
punches a falcon emblem. I'll
yeah,
take it.
yeah, the Falcon punch.
Yeah.
I was like, and then he had a sweet chin. I wish Captain Falcon from one Sweet Chin Music returns. That was my favorite attack, man. When I learned how to do Smash Bros. With Super Smash Brothers, it was over. It's
Mm.
like and we had the game for like 2 years before we discovered Smash moves. We were like cavemen.
Hmm.
Oh, 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 oh. We was just going crazy because we one day we just let the game hope play, and then it was showing us the tutorial of how to play the game. Crazy, but yeah, back to Soul Calibur. But just playing with every character and learning their story, their background. That to me, I was invested ever since. And best believe I'm gonna get Soul Calibur 3 when it drop on the PlayStation 5
Mm.
again.
Hmm.
But yeah, Soul Calibur is one of those games, man. It also made me realize that these guys really appreciated art because you can unlock art. You can unlock the character demos. You could just look at the characters in a 3D space. And I was just like, this is fire.
Hmm.
And so Soul Calibur 2 is one of them. Soul Calibur 2 is my favorite Soul Calibur of all time, next to 6. But as far Soul Calibur 2 is that was one of those games. Then we have Mass Effect 2, having one of the best ending missions, ending locations, ending battles of all time. Mass Effect 2. The reason why I say that, Ant, is because this was the game to where I played the first Mass Effect, which was exclusively on the Xbox, it's 360, an Xbox 360 exclusive. This game was a little different for me because I wasn't used to character choice games, but there was live number one space. You got me on there. You got me with that. Second, you could create your own character. I created my own character, and you have choices, right? You have your character choices that you're doing. But Mass Effect offered something that no other game that I love about when video games do is just doing something completely different. There were guns that you would attach to your back. When you pulled them out, they would unlock and they would basically completely form. And it was mechanical. So the gun would basically, as soon as you take it off your back, the gun would unlock and just kind of like would uncoil or transform into being a firearm. And that was to me, that's the future. It was playing with or helping me realize what the future possibility could be. You got a space colony or space colony that you're on called the Citadel. Then you have to deal with this ancient alien race called the Geth. But the Geth are taking orders from your real enemy, the Sovereign. And from there, the everything bleeds into Mass Effect 2. Now, Mass Effect 2 to me is so dear because some of the most interesting characters are introduced in this game. The Elusive Man, one of my favorite video game characters of all time, the Elusive Man, and the best ending mission in a video game. Spoiler: if you didn't play Mass Effect 2, you can go ahead and mute. Come back in 3 minutes. Well, not 3 minutes, but come back in 30 seconds. All right. So basically, all the missions that you've done with your friends, your teammates, matter in this final mission. So because of the missions that you took, the game doesn't tell you this, but if you paid attention to the choices that were made during that mission, it would affect the overall ending of your game and who lives and who dies. They don't tell you that you can save all of them by having the experiences that you had with them in certain missions prior.
Hmm.
And all of everything that you don't do in this game matters in that ending mission. So now I'm making choices. There's situations and scenarios that we're going to be in, and you have to choose who's going to be the best to lead or have the best, who's the best fit for this situation, like a real commander would. And depending on your choices, you would get said ending or said not ending. And that to me, the stakes were so high because I could lose this teammate forever
Hmm.
if I don't make the right decisions in this game. And that to me just blew my mind away. And I was just like, you know what, man, this is my favorite game series. It's giving me character choice. I was able to move my character from A to Z. The story is compelling. The choices are compelling. The unlocks are compelling. Finding and discovery of weapons and character dialogues and secret missions, all of that added on to this experience. This added on, and this is why I made it on my list. Metal Gear Solid.
First one.
Metal Gear. Now, you know the thing is, they're gonna look at me like a false prophet or a false, not false prophet, but a false fan because my favorite Metal Gear Solid of all time, or the game that changed my opinion on the Metal Gear Solid franchise is
I don't know if that's a controversial opinion as much as it used to be. From what I understand, as somebody who's on the outside of the club, like
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like two, in hindsight, people have come to truly appreciate. From what I
yeah,
understand,
yeah.
I know at the time people were like, "Who, Raiden? Who is this?" Yeah, but now it's like,
But but that would have remained in the spot if Part Four never came out. So Metal Gear Solid 4. Yes, I know a lot of people find that controversial. It's just a giant cutscene. The cutscenes made the gameplay even more succulent.
I'm laughing because I'm like, "How do you think we get to Death Stranding if not for games like this?"
Listen, Metal Gear Solid 4 suspense was on another level for me, guys. Everything about Metal Gear Solid 4, even the cutscenes, spoke to the parts of me that didn't know that there was a director hidden inside me. To where, like, yo, you know what, man? I'm packing all my groceries and Capri Suns in this blanket, and I'm headed to Hollywood, man. I'm gonna go there on foot, on foot. I don't care. My truck's gonna wear out, but
Hmm.
I'm doing it. But anyway, there were things that Metal Gear Solid did. You had the suit, the the cutscenes. We're not gonna play and say Raiden. They also redeem a lot of things. They redeem the Raiden. So you got the Raiden versus Vamp first encounter. I was speechless.
But I guess my question would be like, again, in keeping in theme of like, what is it about four that makes you feel like, okay, this is how somebody gets to know me?
It was so. This is how somebody gets to know me with four. The espionage, tactical, GI Joe almost, but Christopher Nolan take on GI Joe enemies is what made me like, yeah, this is how I would do the GI Joe franchise if it was in my hands, right? Not this accelerator suit. You know,
Hmm.
this is my wife, but not my wife. But this is my wife at the same time, and nobody knew that GI
Hmm.
Joe. You know, but um, it's just is how I would just do a lot of those things, man, and just like me not knowing that I wanted this all along. I wanted a cyborg ninja, but they did it in military terms. So to me, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. The fact that you don't know if he's actually in the arm or not. And is this the extent? Is this a flaw due to cloning? You know, you're seeing the effects of cloning live with Snake. You're seeing what he's up against. You just took out Big Boss. from part 3, but this is the continuation past 2, and you're like, now you're really moving forward with this story, and you don't know how it's going to end till it does. Then you get the best parts of the game, to where the suspense, and just the suspense is so high with certain things. The ending boss battles, the ending fights are so meaningful. That oven scene, to where you have to get to the server room to upload um the Patriots. And a lot of the things that Metal Gear Solid revealed is what we're going through right now as a society, as a country, as a world. It just, for me, it was just that conspiracy theorist that I didn't know I had in me. It answered a lot of those things.
Hmm.
And so for me, I didn't know I liked stealth until I was presented it. So it helped me also learn, yo, you want to learn about me? I'm not going to play this over over Call of Duty. I'm going to play this type of game. I want to see a supernatural soldier. I don't care about playing Battlefield's realism, even though Battlefield fire. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to pick that. I want a game presented to me in theatrical form. I didn't know I wanted that, and I got that. And so for me, it's it also I also felt like I was getting better as an artist with each installment of Metal Gear Solid. Like, it helped me become a better storyteller. You know what I'm saying? It helped me realize that, yo, I do like military warfare, and that, and all the gadgets. I really do love technology. Like, I do like metals transforming. I do like the technological advice. This just really made me really realize it added on to me realizing that I really love sci-fi. I really like, to me, you can do so much with it. Now the next one after Metal Gear Solid 4. Do 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 do. Zelda, the
Oh.
Ocarina of Time. It didn't sound like my mom. It's
Well,
my
no,
mic. It's
no,
my
it's
mic.
not even that. I've never been a big Zelda fan, so a lot of the recognizable themes.
No, I got you, bro. Anyway, it's okay, man. It's okay. This is why we're different, man. You know,
Yeah,
we,
absolutely.
we
Like,
we're here to bring the world together.
yeah, when someone's like, "Hey, you want to play a dungeon crawler version of Rescue the Princess?" No, I'm good.
Blasphemion. That's your name, YouTube name now. Um, dog, Zelda Ocarina of Time. Let me tell you how this happened. I got to my cousin's house. I ain't seen him in a long time. We're like about to hit to the fourth grade, right? He tells me he beats a game called Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I'm like, oh man, this game looks cool. But as soon as I started playing the game, I didn't know what was going on, because he was reading stuff and understanding themes and concepts far before me. And when he told me he beat the game, and I realized I didn't even know what was going on, I felt a personal attack on my character and intelligence. I could beat this game too. Dog, when I say the first sentence was like, so, because I'm like, wait, I got to read dialogue? I got to understand context? I'm only in the second grade, man. I got to understand themes.
Hmm.
I don't know if this person's angry or mad. Um, when did Zelda drop? 2001, right?
The Ocarina of Time? Nah, that
Yeah,
would have been like
1998.
7. Oh, 8. Okay.
1990. Yeah, 1998. I think. Let me see. Okay, 1998. Um, so I got my hands on it probably when I was in the first, second grade, um, or third grade. Third grade, yeah. So he beat the game, and I'm just like, no, I have to play this game. And what drew me to Zelda Ocarina of Time was just the open world that I wasn't expecting to get from a 64 game. I thought that was going to be years down the line later, but lo and behold, I get that and a horse. Can't say nothing else about that, man.
Yeah. I mean, I always say this about Zelda. Zelda has always had fire character designs to me. So even though I never really got into playing them, I was always intrigued of like, oh man, even like the spin-off titles, quote unquote, like Majora's Mask. I'm like, the way these things are just drawn, I think is
Mm,
very interesting. I think Ganondorf
yeah,
is an amazingly drawn villain. It's just not a not a gameplay loop for me. That's
great villain.
it.
Um, if you want to know the parts of me, yeah, that's definitely it. And then I would say out of these two, the character you play is the character Link. The world, one of the best boss battles ever at the time. Just the entire world, the maps, the dungeons, love it. Elden Ring.
A more modern entry. Okay.
Yeah, it's a more modern entry, but you know what? I'll take that back. That's a more modern entry, but we'll say like for younger days. To be fair, I'm gonna say. Can I say Metal Gear Solid Revengeance? Is that older?
I mean, technically, it's not part of. It's like a spin-off. Technically,
Okay.
I guess it's like if you wanted to like, I like Borderlands and Tales from the Borderlands. Like, well, technically, they're two different games.
Yeah, they're two different games, but that's another game that was like, yo, you're doing something very different,
No,
man.
for sure. Like, and I've
So
told you and Tim before, I own Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. I will probably never play the Metal Gear series because they're two different styles of games.
got you.
Like,
Yeah, so that's that. And the reasons for it, it had some of the best boss battles I've ever played. Every boss battle was different, vastly different. The cutscenes were fire. The characters, some of the one of my favorite uh anti-heroes of all time, Jetstream Sam. You man, like I didn't know I was gonna like this, and one of the greatest ending boss battles of all time.
yes,
It's top. It's
yes.
there because they did everything a story's supposed to do. Subverted expectations. You didn't know what was going on. You could not believe what was going
Right,
on.
right, right,
And then
right.
one of the best lines of all time, Nano Machine Son. One of the best lines of all
Hmm.
time. And also predicting the future,
Yeah.
making America great again. Not only that, but the threat was so high, but still able to be, you still can win, but it's just going to be very hard,
Yeah, yeah.
close to impossible. And that's how I like my games. And so from there, Metal Gear Solid Revengeance is up there, and I label it that. But my last and final one before turning over to you, Gears of War.
Okay.
Listen, man, it's 2009. I just finished graduating college. Summer's here. We still don't know what we're gonna do. This game dropped December, around December. We discover online. I had online before, but I wasn't playing anything. It wasn't competitive, right? Until now. We get Gears of War, we get Xbox Live. I start playing it. I see it on E3 first. Never thinking that this game is going to come into my hands. But I'm looking at this game. I'm like, man, this game look crazy, man. This is dope. We're looking at the game before magazines. Me and my buddies laughing. I finally get the game in my hands and I play it. And I say to myself, if this is what games are going to be in the future, I'm never leaving this hobby alone. I'm joining. I'm going to have my own gaming studio one day. If it's the last thing, I have to. I have to. I
Hmm.
have to. Who doesn't want to make something like this? Who doesn't? So for me, Gears of War took the best parts of my favorite movies ever: The Predator, Aliens, Starship Troopers, and just puts it all together. And I can't stop playing it because you had a gun that also turned into a chainsaw, and I'm sawing people in half. I'm like, yo, and you see the intestines get caught up in the chain. Why are you cutting this person in half? And then the roadie run, the camera angles. I said the graphics. I'm like, this is what we're gonna be getting in the future. Oh, sign me up. This and in the story. That was those, and then not to mention the multiplayer. Listen, that was some of the best experiences that I've ever had in my in just all in ever online. Next to Halo 3.
Hmm.
But those are the games that, if you really want to get to know me, those are the games that I would say controlled the entire direction of what I choose in video games and what I've experienced in video games. So Super Smash Brothers, early gaming life, Zelda, Ocarina of Time, um, going on to the later consoles, Super Smash Brothers Melee. I should have said Melee. Super Smash Brothers Melee, and Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry 3, Halo, Gears of War, Zelda, Mass Effect, Soulcalibur 2. These were the games that, if you want to get to know me, I'm gonna pick adventure all the time. And then if I'm gonna play something competitive, it's gonna be Halo and Gears,
Hmm.
and that's that. And if I'm gonna play a fighting game over all the ones that everybody likes, even over Street Fighter, I'm gonna pick Soul Calibur because I like weapons.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.